Okay, so I need to get used to talking to the camera. So I'm going to start doing video versions of my daily LinkedIn posts. And I'm going to use this as practice until, I can feel normal in front of the camera. And later on, we'll upgrade this to podcast and more, I don't know, special editing, cooler content stuff. But for now, I just need to get used to talking to this camera and talking to you. So today's post on LinkedIn was about events, and from being a DJ to being a promoter to concert producer to tours and what is it called? Industry exhibitions, trade shows, pro sports festivals, after parties, fashion shows, fan club events. I've done lots of events, and they were fun, and I got lots of experience from it. But I think I did about 10 years total, and then it took me about 10 years to recover, because it's definitely a young man's job, and yeah, I took a long break from not only organizing, but from attending them. It took me a while to go to a concert again, or a music festival. It's just that there's so much as a producer. Like I keep looking at how the lights are arranged, like where the speakers are facing, where is the sound engineer, where are the merchandise booths. Like it took me so long to unplug and get out of that like producer mentality. It was hard for me to just attend events as a fan, and I think now finally I'm able to go back and enjoy music or enjoy events just as an audience member. So I'm happy to kind of detox, I guess, from my producer days. But also a really interesting thing that started for me this year was running my own events again, and it's not in the club, it's not for profit, it's not for anything other than walking with cool people. So it actually started as a joke at the end of last year. I was talking about doing a alternative Bonenkai. So if you're in Japan, Bonenkai is basically year-end party, and every company, every brand, every social group, you'll often see like people from the same elementary school still gathering together and using it as an excuse to party like 30 years later. But yeah, so the whole month of December is basically non-stop drinking parties. And I'm a dad and I have family, and as a DJ I drank so much that it's not interesting for me anymore. So as a joke, I put out there, I posted that I will do a alternative version of that. Basically the exact opposite. Because normal Bonenkai is at night, it's always with alcohol, it's like a 2-3 hour party, it's usually a huge open event, and yeah, you can imagine like it's that scene, the typical open party networking event kind of thing. So most people when they wake up in December, they're all hungover and they can't function too well, and then they go into the next party and they keep looping that for the whole month. And then the Shinenkai season, which starts in January, and it's the same thing, and just continues. It's the New Year's parties. Anyway, so I wanted to do something different, and I put out there that, hey, I'm going to meet at the Imperial Palace in Tokyo, and it's going to be noontime on a Wednesday, and we're just going to walk around the palace. And I wanted to see if anybody, it was kind of a half joke, but I showed up anyway, and I put the event page and I did everything. People came. And yeah, it was cool. It was pretty refreshing, and it was 2 hours in the sunshine, and yeah, it was good conversation, good people. And I decided like, oh, this might be something. And yeah, I started doing that every month. So we've done Imperial Palace, we've done Yoyogi Park, Rainbow Bridge was the last one. And yeah, it's been really cool to see, the people keep coming to them. And it's actually, it's growing. And to me, it just shows that there are enough people out there who want to do, alternative events, I guess. Not the typical drinking networking party where, everybody's just awkwardly holding a beer and exchanging business cards all day. So this honestly has been the most fun event to organize. And it is, my 25-year-old DJ self would never imagine that I would have so much fun organizing walks in the park. But here we are. And next week, on the 25th, will be the next one. We're going to meet at Nihonbashi Bridge, and we will walk along the river to Ryogoku, the sumo wrestler city. And I just learned on the way there's apparently lots of taco stands and cool stuff to see. So I think we have close to 20 people registered already, which would be the most that's ever come by far. So yeah, I'm really interested to see this thing grow, and I love it because also at the end of these events, like I think we're on number 6 now, and nobody has exchanged business cards. And in Japan, that's a typical thing. It's like you meet anybody anytime, and you're doing the business card exchange. But cool thing about this is we're walking together, and you're probably talking to somebody for 15-20 minutes at a time. Then we rotate the groups, but people are able to make real relationships, real connections, and do real business deals. And it's so cool to see that at the end of the event, they're not exchanging business cards, but they're exchanging phone numbers, they're exchanging, LinkedIn, Line, or whatever, but they're keeping in touch with each other. And that's really cool for me to see this. Like, there's real connections. Because I hate coming back from a networking event with a stack of business cards. I look at it, I have no idea who anybody is. I'm never going to contact them again. They're never going to contact me. So it's kind of like, what's the point, right? So, I want this to have meaning. I'm really careful about what I do with my time these days. Because I would much rather have dinner and tuck my kids in at night than be in a group of random strangers in a room drinking. I've done that enough in my life, and these days I prefer to be here at home with the kids. And yeah, I think there's enough people out there who are in a similar position, and yeah, we were able to just knock that out in the afternoon. And if they want to go to those typical events, they still have enough time to go. Because we're done 12 to 2. So anyway, yeah, that's coming up next week, and yeah, thanks for watching.